So this is a way to express intervals on the real number line. And you see the number line, and you should remember that if I do something like this, open circle around 2, maybe to a closed circle around -1, that means that it's between -1 but including -1, and up to 2 but not including 2. Okay, so that's my inequality that describes that. Interval notation lets me write it this way. So I use parentheses, but I'm actually using a bracket because I include -1 all the way to 2, but I don't include 2. So this and this and this all mean the same thing. Okay, it's just a shorter way of saying it. So this is a notation. It's not something to figure out. It's just a notation. Strictly work. Okay. All right. So here's the next one. So suppose I have here. Whoops. Suppose I go from -3 to the left, and it's open. Okay. So it doesn't include -3, but it starts at -infinity. So here's how I write it in interval notation. Infinity always has an open bracket, and this goes all the way to -3, and that's an open bracket too. So that's how I express this interval in interval notation. Okay? Let's go the other way. So let's say I have from 2 to infinity. So this time I'm going to start with 2, but it's a closed bracket because it includes 2 to infinity, and that's an open bracket. Okay? So I'll put one here that's, how about closed to closed? I'm going to run out of samples here. So that's going to be from 2, that's the left endpoint, all the way to 6, that's the right endpoint, both are closed, that's our interval notation. Okay? Suppose we have, pause it. All right, if we have sort of disjoint sets, so maybe we have from 2 to infinity, but also from -2 will include -2 to -infinity. I start from the left, so I'm going to have a -infinity to -2 with a closed bracket because it includes -2. And then this sign, a union sign, and maybe you've seen that before, start at 2 and go to infinity. So this is a way of saying this interval and that interval. Okay, so those are the two at once. That.